Well, good morning, everybody. I just want to wish everybody an awesome time. Uh, Yesterday, I don't know how to describe it, but I got called being a racist, and I wanna inform people that I'm not a racist, but it's awesome that they call you a racist. Well, let me explain to you how it happened and what occurred. So everybody knows that we go into business and we meet all kinds of people, especially when they want stuff for free or they want to bitch and complain, you know. And yesterday I went. This is why it kind of hurts me the most. I don't know if you ever heard, your own culture, your own race is the one that goes against you. We call them coconuts, but they're the only ones that dare to, I guess, not talk in front of you, backstab you, and be chavalas in life, you know. When I grew up, if you had a comment, you said it right there and then, and whatever happened, you know. Well, everybody does know that I did grow up in the projects, and yes, my Uncle Jojo and all. We weren't racist, but we evicted blacks and didn't hang around with blacks, you know. Everybody knows that I did have something because they broke my teeth, and I did have a reason why to hate them. But racist, I never was racist, and I do have black friends, and I do get along with Indians, Japanese, Koreans, Hindus, and Arabs, and you know, I don't have no problem. I've never had no problem with nobody. Well, yesterday I approached to go do my job. First of all, this guy has an auto parts in Whittier, Chicano, you know, old school, veterano, thinking he's like raza, you know, thinking he's hip, he's down, he has the cultura and everything. First of all, he's a rat. That's a bad one. And second of all, he's a fucking liar, he's a bullshitter, and forgive him, because I learned how to forgive people that they want stuff for free. So the address was incorrect, and I almost canceled his job because his address was incorrect. Instead of being an avenue, it had to be a road or a place, and it had to have specific that it's in back of an alley, and he's been canceled a couple times, and he's had Spectrum, and he says that everything goes up in price, and they're thieves, and they're this, and they're that. And I told him straight out how it works. See, Spectrum has a program that for 2 years, you get the promotional, which is the government pays 60%, and they pay, and you pay 40% for 2 years. There's no contract or nothing, not like AT&T or Spectrum, right, and other companies. So there's no contract. So after 2 years, you can cancel and open up a new one, you know. It's awesome that they give you the opportunity, you know, that you have that chance to try it for 2 years, and if you don't like it, there's no contract. Well, this idiot, he did have this foreman. He walked kind of funny, but I didn't brag on that because I guess we all do get old, we all get hurt. So to me, it will never be a laughing matter. He didn't call me a racist for that. So I asked him to move make space, and I could run the wire and move stuff. And right away, like, he looked at me and he goes, "Look, I'm paralyzed. I don't have strength, and I can't move shit." One way or another, I moved stuff around. When I got to the wall where I wanted it, have you ever gone to Walmart, Target, and you buy a cuadro, and it comes with, you know, a picture of a family, or, you know, and a lot of times, I have one in my house that you didn't develop the picture, and you left the cuadro because you thought it was an awesome cuadro, and you say, wow, this week I'll put the pictures. And me, it's been about 7 years already. I haven't changed the picture, and I more or less know the family is in my wall. They're not my family, they're a Walmart family. And sometimes we do it. I've got to a lot of people that they buy the cuadros and they don't have the chance to put the picture in. And so I looked up and I told them, oh shit, you went to Walmart and you bought a cuadro and you haven't changed it, or what's up, you know? And it was a black family. Little did I know, he didn't respond, but little did I know, I turned around and I seen another picture frame, same picture but older kids. The one in the beginning had little kids, say 5, 6, 7, and the other picture had like 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. And they were the same kid. I say, oh shit, I fucked up. So I try apologizing on this description. He goes, hey, I'm sorry, you know, I'm not racist, and I didn't notice the same picture twice. I thought a lot of people buy their pictures and they don't have the time to change the picture, so they leave the old pictures there, and they buy another cuadro because we always overbuy stuff, and that one they do put the pictures. And because the other one, you haven't had more pictures because we haven't developed, a lot of people put it. But okay, and then I told them, but can you believe this? When the Black Lives Matter was happening, a lot of businesses, but they won't get burned or destroyed or robbed, they'll write on the outside, we're black owners, or we know black people, we love black people, or algo. I go, a lot of people can buy pictures and just say, hey, you know what, this is a proof that I'm not racist, I got black people, you know? But in no way I intended to offend them or to tell them that the pictures, they're black people, you know? I just meant it that, hey, you know what, I don't know how you understand it, but I didn't mean it as a joke, you know? Those were my intentions, and I go, I fucked up. And it's not like a laughing matter. It's not a serious thing. I just moved on with the conversation, and I thought that conversation wasn't gonna go nowhere. So just about when I was leaving, he asked me, hey, you know what, what's your name? You know, and he shook my hand, you know. So I gave him my name, he told him, and he asked me for my badge, and I kind of noticed him that something was wrong. He was off with him, you know? But I still didn't think nothing bad. Well, as I was saying, I was leaving and he asked me for my name and everything, and he shook my hand. And I told him thank you, you know? And he goes that. So I kind of felt something was off. I guess he got offended, and so 3 hours later, I got a complaint from my supervisor that I was giving bad remarks for being racist. I was like, I know who it is, you know. He goes, what happened? I told him the same story I just told you, and told me raza, you know. It's like, and those are the backstabbers, you know. Those are the ones that I don't know, coconuts, you know. So you can never trust a chavala, you know what I mean? And the guy was, I was feeling sorry for the guy. That technicians don't want to do his job, and he's like a grouchy ass piece of shit, you know. But as a person that does their job correctly and believes in Jesus Christ, I forgive him, and I don't blame what's happened to him in his life for being a fucking coward or a chavala or a piece of shit. But bad things do happen, bad omens do happen to bad people, and I understand that his intentions is to get stuff free. Well, what really happened is this: So I installed them, and the salesman was having a hard time porting his numbers. He went from Spectrum to internet provider, and they don't want to release their numbers. And we had 2-3 times that we had his work, but the number couldn't get ported, and he throws a fit. So this was the last of the month when the salesman makes his bonuses and stuff like that. So salesman was pushing him, and the customer didn't want to give up, and so this was the last of the week, last of the month, where the salesman could get his bonus, and he's like, "Well, is it gonna be perfect?" And the salesman was telling him, "Well, even though it's not perfect, I'll work for your number after. If I have to pay a month of your whatever, I'll pay it, but let it go through." So the guy already was in a bitchy mode. Well, I ported the number. Porting the number means that I brought it out from another company and put it into our company, so we own the number. The only thing that if you do have Verizon phones do take about half a day to a day to recognize that the phone service the provider got changed, and so they get the verbal notice or the email notice that that number doesn't belong to a certain circuit. You don't have no calls in. Call out. You can't call in from a Verizon phone. You can't call the company. So a lot of people, they throw a fit and they want it like now, and it's a system error. Has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with Spectrum. It's a system error. If you move from AT&T to Spectrum, no system error. When you move from Frontier to Spectrum, no system error. Only when it's an internet to a provider, to Spectrum. Especially from a cell phone, Verizon cell phone number to a business number. It does have 24 hours more or less to get recognized. Because people own businesses, they feel like it's the end of the world. They feel that that's not what they order, that's not what they want. So certain cell phones could call in, but if you do have a Verizon phone, it does take sometimes an hour up to 24 hours in order to get recognized. So this customer, he felt that I wasn't doing my job right, and I had to leave. And he's like, "Aren't you gonna stay until it changes?" I go, "It could be all day. There's nothing I can do for you." And he's like, "Well, that's not what I want. I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you do. I mean, yeah, I did my job. I already got paid. I'm leaving." We put in some notes, and I mean, what can we do? It's our job, and we have to go out there and be the best of the version for the next job, and we have to be there on time. When that happens, I know that the customers call in and they bitch and whine and think that we didn't do our job correctly, and because they want something for free, or they want someone to pay attention to them, that's when they start reflecting and they're using our weakest point. So he didn't like the way I guess I looked at his family and I thought about him or something. So he used that to get to a higher tier to complain and to tell them, "Hey, my phone's not working." But he used a racist card in order for he could get a higher tier, a person that pays attention to. And there's nothing they could do because it's out of our control. They could send emails to Verizon, they could do all this. Maybe they'll hurry up the process. Maybe it don't. But I think that's the reason that this Julio, this chavala, or this person, my own raza, my own cultura, my own Chicano, ratted at me. And that's cool. I get disturbed, and yes, got a little frustrated. They made me watch a video for 1 hour, and I got off, went to the store, I put it on play, came back, answered my questions, because I'm not racist, everybody, but I'm a dickhead. I'm a smart motherfucker and a dickhead, and I don't give a fuck, and I don't care, and I'm not gonna change the way I am. Sometimes I go to people and I tell them God loves you, and they call me racist también because I tell them God loves you. When I go to gay people to install them, I've seen them naked, and I've seen them throwing those cute eyes at me and besitos and all that, and it doesn't disturb me. At work, I was having a conflict with my warehouse, and I fucked up, but I pay back the bitch, I guess, you know? I told him, hey, you know what? He hates me because I'm gay. Not gay, everybody. And, but I did use that card, that racist card. And I hope that, and I asked God for forgiveness, and I prayed for this man. Don't take the easy way out, everybody. Don't exaggerate and don't lie and don't take advantage of persons that they mean good. Just because they're not satisfied with yourself. You have to. I understand when you own a business that you need to go and you're desperate and you have anxiety and all that. That's why I forgive them. Well, everybody, that's my video, and I want to throw a shout out to my boss, Carlos, and for putting up with all the disaster shit that we go through, and I call, you know? And he never holds nothing against me, and he quickly moves on, and he understands that it's part of the process at work, you know? Everybody that is a manager, a supervisor, or an owner understands that it's part of the job. And we have to encourage our workers, our friends, and our people that we know not to keep doing the same mistake. But we have to learn how to move on, because then we make something so simple, so small, we make it so enormous that it causes us conflict and problems, and we lose. So everybody, learn how to move on. Learn. And keep praying and being yourself. And don't change for nobody. And if you're racist, well, you are. You don't need to explain to people.